There we go. Yay. Let's go ahead. Let's get some of this going. What up, what up? For those of you just joining, we are doing a digital illustration of the Air Jordan 1 Mid top 3. I actually just saw an image of this not too long ago. I'm like, okay, that's definitely what we're doing today. And if you're not kind of like keeping an eye out to what's going on, the Warriors scored 92 points and a half. 92 points, and that's disrespectful. That is very disrespectful. Poor Zach LaVine, he's out there working hard, right? But 92 points and a half? Jeez. Klay Thompson's already got 52 as far as I know. He's most likely not going to stay in the rest of the game after the third quarter. He's probably not going to play a minute for the fourth, which would be the smart move. What's up, Noah? Like, this is destruction. Utter destruction. The Warriors have no regard for human life. They're just out there demolishing these other teams. And we've noticed that over this short sample size of a season so far, it looks like we've seen Steph Curry and Kevin Durant have notable games. Okay? And then what happens? You know, just when we think things are like kind of cool down for a little bit, Klay Thompson's over here scoring 52 points. And the third quarter is not even done with yet, right? He's probably got like another 3 made since then. I don't even know. What up, Lil Egg? This is just like, I don't even know, guys. I don't even know. My hopes for the Warriors losing is not looking too good right now. Along with my prediction for the Lakers getting 50 wins, that's not looking too good either. If they can't, you know, win tonight, I mean, they'll be, you know, 2 and 5 for the season, which isn't a terrible start, but it's not good by any stretch of the imagination. So yeah, it's just looking. The NBA is looking interesting, but my predictions are looking bad, like real bad, which is fine. I'm gonna hold through. I'm not gonna go ahead and back out. But man, like 92 points and a half. 92 points and a half. That's absurd. I don't think that's the record for the most points and a half, because if it was, we probably like wouldn't be able to go on any social media platform without hearing about it. And so far, I've seen a lot of posts, and none of which suggested that it was the most points scored in a half yet. So I'm going to assume that it wasn't. But 92 is a lot. I know no other team can keep up with that. Like, that's just the reality of the situation. I think the way they're looking at it this season is because they heard a lot of noise, right? A lot of rumblings from other teams. A lot of moves being made over the offseason. You know, Lakers getting LeBron and all that. I'm like, you know what? Did anybody, like, forget about us? We won the championship again back-to-back. 3 and 4 years. And as soon as we won, nobody cares. You know, it's back to everything else. We're still relevant. We're still good. And now what they're doing is they're smiting the rest of the league. They're using all, you know, stones in the Infinity Gauntlet, and they're just destroying everybody now. That's what they're doing. Completely demolishing. Oh, look at that notification. Klay Thompson breaks Steph Curry's 3-point record with 14 threes in a game. That's just, you know, that's just wonderful. Good job, Klay. I'm so salty. Like, come on, man. I swear, they got to lose this year, man. They got to lose. This can't keep happening. Maybe it's because I don't want to admit that this team is the greatest team of all time. And I don't feel like I have enough knowledge in my brain mental database, or whatever you want to call it, information on basketball to warrant such a statement. But, and again, I understand that rules change, and it's very hard to, I guess, put teams in this box and saying what team's the best, what team's not. It's tough. At the same time, so are these Warriors, man. These Warriors do a lot of stuff good, and they have a great team. Regardless of how they assembled these, you know, villains, or whatever you want to call them, they have a good team. Can't take that away from them. It's annoying as heck if you're like a fan of the NBA and you're not a fan of the Warriors. I get it because I'm in that boat. But at the same time, they're doing really, really good. I did not watch the World Series game. I didn't even know the World Series was going on. All I found out was that the Red Sox won. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, didn't even know that the World Series was happening. That was rather quick, I guess. So congratulations to the Boston Red Sox. If you're a fan of baseball, you're a fan of that team. I'm happy for you. But I don't really watch baseball. It's not my sport. I'm not really into baseball. I've been to 2 live baseball games. And, yeah. I've been to 2 live baseball games. Not too much to be said about that. It's really just not a sport for me. Maybe 100 years ago, I'd be really into it. You know, back when you would play baseball in between like lots of buildings and then out in fields and stuff. But in 2018, I like basketball. And that's probably the way it's going to stay. It's just not the sport for me. The pacing is so... It just doesn't keep my interest. Like when I look at plays for baseball, right? Like top 10 plays, or just like notable plays that I'll see on SportsCenter or something of the sort. Like they're good plays, but if these are the highlights of what's going to happen over the course of an entire game, I probably shouldn't have done that. Yeah, we're going to do this. Like it's like, okay, well, this sport is just not for me. I'm also very bad at baseball. Like obviously I've maybe played baseball, I don't know, a handful of times. Never for like a school team or whatever. God no. I tried out once. That was a bad idea. Pro tip: if you never played baseball, don't try out for the team, not the high school team. That's a dumb move. Like practice first and then do that, because that's what I did wrong. I'm terrible at baseball. I don't have the hand-eye coordination to throw a ball and like hit my target. I also don't have the hand-eye coordination to hit a ball being thrown at me. And if you can't do those 2 things, then you're pretty much just watching from the bench until practice is over, and then hopefully after a few days they'll tell you, okay, you're cut. And it's like, okay, thank God. We're both on the same page. No, man. These Warriors are nuts. I'm scared to look at the scoreboard. I'm very scared. Not for me. I'm fine. But I'm scared for the people in Chicago that were like hoping that it was going to be a close game. Because after 24 minutes of playing, it wasn't. It was like 92-50. 90. That's like... I don't even know how to quantify that. Like, what would that be equivalent to? That's like you've already finished a mile and your opponent barely passed the half-mile mark. It's just pure domination. Now, do I foresee them having this same level of dominance in the playoffs? No, of course not. And the playoffs are going to play against good competition because they wouldn't be in the Western Conference playoffs if they weren't good. The first round might be a little easy, but in the second and the conference finals, it'll be hopefully challenging to some extent, to some degree, I would imagine. Let me just double check everything. Yeah, you see how this kind of extends outward. It is impressive to what they're doing, though. Can't front. What's up, WP? It is very impressive what they're doing. LeBron and the Lakers are struggling a little bit. Philly's kind of struggling a little bit. Boston had its moments. Toronto, it's actually funny. So, what is it? Toronto and Milwaukee are playing tonight. What the heck? Yeah, Toronto and Milwaukee are playing tonight. And both Kawhi and Giannis aren't playing. So, the 2 superstars for each team are not participating. I believe Kawhi is resting. And Giannis has like a slight injury. I don't know if injury is the correct word, but I thought these were the... I forgot what I put the name as. Let me see. Top 3. That's the information I got from Soul Collector. Or was it Soul Collector? Sneaker News. I believe it was Sneaker News. because I just saw this image posted not too long ago, like within the hour. As soon as I saw the image, I'm like, yep, that's what I'm doing. And by the way, guys, so for anybody catching the live stream right now, what it is because I did a little bit of research. I'm not a research guy. Well, that's not true. I kind of am. At least when it comes to things that I like. So I did a little bit of research. Apparently, and I'll try to break this down as best as I can in layman's terms because I don't even like the details of it. When it comes to YouTube, in terms of the analytics, in terms of metadata, in terms of the algorithm, having live streams, for the most part, hurt your channel in terms of discoverability. I don't know why. Well, I kind of do know why, but it's a long story, and it doesn't really make too much sense to me, so I can't explain it that well. So what does that mean? If I want to have a live stream, like I'm doing right now, and if I want to upload it to YouTube, so directly after the live stream or whatever, it renders the video and then it uploads it. What I have to do is, instead of having the video available publicly, because there's 3 options. There's having it for public, for private, and then unlisted. So unlisted means if you know the playlist in which the video is located in, or if you have the URL link for the video, you can watch it. Otherwise, it's not going to show up in your channel. So if you have the video, when you have it unlisted, when you go to look at somebody's channel, you look at their videos, it's not going to show up there with the rest of their content. What I've heard is the thing to do with live streams, unless your live streams do very well, mine not really. Like, for example, people who do gaming, their live streams usually do very well because the people who watch those videos like gaming and they like being a part of that experience live. Whereas most other channels, it's better if you have your live streams unlisted, and then if you want people to access them without having to always be there live to have that URL, you can go ahead and put it in a playlist. So after this video is done being uploaded, this is going to be added to a playlist, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the highlights, I'm going to edit that, form that into its own video, and I'm going to post that, and that'll be available as a regular video for the channel. So what does that mean? Does that mean I'm going to do, like, you know, a live stream one day, the next day will be the edited version, that's it? Yes, but I'm also trying to see if I can go ahead and set up a workflow, I guess, so that way I can have basically a live stream and a video every day, versus doing the traditional video. The traditional video in bulk just takes too much time at the moment to do based on my schedule. On the weekends, it's easier to manage, even though weekends have been busy lately. But it's a process. It's still stuff I'm trying to figure out. Let's see. You make a month. You have gotten a check in the mail before. I'll get checks in the mail. It comes through my my account. Yeah, it comes through my account. So, but what? Hold on. Yeah, that looks weird. Let's manually. There we go. Something like that, right? Yeah, that'll work. Cool. Very good, very good. So yeah, that's the current plan. We're gonna test that, see how that works. So live streams, the live stream itself will be uploaded to a playlist. The playlist is gonna strategically be called live streams, and I already have that playlist made up. So all I have to do is add the video to that playlist after it's done, and you can always go back to that playlist to reference, well, my live streams if you want to watch that, which is basically because the illustration I'm doing in and of itself in real time is kind of a slower process, not the fastest thing in the world I could do, but it is satisfying to see. More importantly, what these are basically podcasts. So if you enjoy listening to what I have to say, if you want to listen to everything real time as I'm saying it, then you would enjoy these kind of videos, which is good for the people who enjoy that. Again, you know, trying to make some modifications, trying to do what's best for me that I'm able to do. It's tough. I don't have a team. I am the team. I'm the squad, right? One-man crew. So I got to do what I'm able to do with what I can, with what I have. And the hardest resource I can get is time. That's real. Somebody quote that. That goes for anybody, by the way. Hardest resource you have available that you can't acquire is time. So if I had more time, I could do more stuff, but I don't, so I can't. So I'm just doing the best I can with what I got. and so far I mean, it's working out pretty good, as good as it can, at least. Let's see, we're gonna do this. So you guys aren't gonna miss any content, which is good. If you want like particular content, you know where to find them. And it's not like I haven't done like almost 300 regular drawing videos. So I mean, if you need that as part of your fix, we have the how to draw videos, which are every Sunday. I mean, it's how to draw, so you already know I'm gonna get my hands on it, and that's gonna be an actual drawing video. B, I got over like almost 300 videos that are straight up drawing videos for sneakers. So if you're looking to, you know, get that itch scratched, I'm sure there's a video in there that will be able to do that for you. And if not, I mean, we're just gonna slowly add more as time goes on. I think next year, when I say next year, I mean like start of January, I should be into a decent schedule. What's up, Johnny? I should be able to get into like a decent kind of rhythm to go ahead and do more traditional videos, because I like to switch it up. It's always good to switch it up, in my opinion. Although I don't like switching it up when it's abrupt, kind of like it is now. I didn't realize this quarter for school was going to punch me in the mouth in terms of being so demanding and stuff. But it is what it is. Next quarter is going to be the same way, except my work situation is going to be different. I'm not going to be working at the place I'm working at right now, which is a UPS store, as a part-time graphic designer. I will be doing an internship with the company as a graphic designer. So just that alone is going to, I would say, shake up my life in a good way. Some days I'll be more free than others, but it's going to give me a lot of good experience. Hopefully I'll be able to level up a lot, which is going to be dope. As well, it's like a step closer to the professional world of what I'm looking to get to anyway, which is nice. By the way, ideally, and I say this every video, but it never comes out the way I want it. I try to make it so that way these videos are going to be half an hour long, but you guys already know it's not going to happen, even though I try really hard to make it happen. Let's see. WP22, that's awesome, by the way. That's awesome. Yeah, back in high school, I used to be known as the kid who could draw, even though I don't really draw a lot. By the way, I didn't do this. This is a logo that I got from the internet. This would just take way too much time to do. Gotta be efficient. And even if I did it, it wouldn't come out as clean as that. And even if it did, it would take forever. So it's all good. No worries. Do a tutorial on the Pharrell MDs. That's a good idea. I might have to include that in Sunday's poll. In case you guys don't already know, every Sunday I go ahead and I include a poll prior to me doing the how to draw video for that day. What sneaker you like to see me do for that video. So guys, make sure you go ahead and you vote. Always go ahead and vote if you can. Okay, so if you're old enough, right? Alright, there we go. Now we're gonna add another set of lines. Yeet. Alright, so let's see. What the heck? Can we not? Can we not? So what else happened in the NBA world? Besides the Warriors absolutely destroying those poor souls out in Chicago. Nothing too much in particular that I can think of. Kevin Durant says he's about the money when he becomes a free agent. That's interesting. Can you do tutorials for digital illustrations? I want to. The problem is, it takes time, because I can't just do a tutorial of what I'm doing right now, because there's a lot of steps that go in between learning how to do this. So, and I'll kind of talk about it right now, actually, while I have some time. Because the whole Kevin Durant thing, basically he just wants to get money. He's looking to get paid, which means that staying in the team he's at right now might not be the best option if he's looking for that. There we go, end of story. We're actually making decent progress. I'm pretty happy about that. So, like, I guess before I explain what I'm doing, I need to go ahead and explain the software itself. So in case you guys don't already know, this is Adobe Illustrator. Adobe is a company that makes a decent number of different pieces of software that specifically are for creatives. So top 5 YouTubers. My top 5, KicksArt, and QuickDraw. No, it's just like, no. So yeah, they make a number of pieces of software. So this one in particular, Adobe Illustrator, is good if you're working with vectors. What are vectors? Well, first of all, you see how I keep zooming in and out, and I have a reference photo behind? See how when I zoom in, like right now, see how pixelated this image gets? So when it comes to images, you export an image at a certain size, and you can predetermine that. But when it comes to the vectors that we're making, so all these lines, right? All these things that we're adding, these are vectors, which means we can export this at any size, and the quality is always going to be 100% crisp. It's always going to look good. But we have to export it at whatever size we need. So you can't take a file, export it, and then blow it up and expect it to look clear. That's not how it works. What you can do is if you created a file using the software, or created something like a logo or whatever using the software, you can always open up the file, open up this application, create a new document to the size that you need. So if it's a billboard, you make it 40 by whatever, I don't know. And what you created in the software will look crisp, because you can expand it and you can make it as small as you want to, and the quality will remain the same. Whereas when working with images, so like a photo is a perfect example. At the end of the day, the photo is only going to have as good a quality as the camera that took it. So you could try to take a picture on your iPhone, and if we put that picture on a billboard, that quality might not look that good. It might hold up a little bit, but not to the extent that somebody who's paying for a billboard would be okay with, So that's why when we're talking about billboards and stuff like that, the really big stuff, you got to get a professional camera in there that can be able to take a photo that's big enough, that can retain a lot of information, all of that data, so that way when you export it to something of that size, it's going to look crisp. Because right now when we're zooming in this photo, you see how pixelated it gets versus when you have it out. It looks good when you have it out, but when you get deeper into the details, it doesn't look good. So with Illustrator, the idea is that everything you create in the software in terms of vectors, right? Because you could put pictures in here like I did, but that doesn't mean that the picture is going to retain its quality because it's a picture. Everything we create will be able to export any size, and it will work good. That's why a lot of logos are created in Illustrator. In fact, anybody who's creating a logo in Photoshop is probably not really thinking about it too well. Because if you have a logo, you never know what size you're going to need that logo. Are you going to need it small for like a website? Are you going to need it big to put it on a sign that's going to be outside or whatever? I don't know. Got to be prepared. So it looks like the line work, the framework, the base is done, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double, triple check all these corners. Yay. I like it. I like it, guys. I like it a lot. So here is what we're going to do. We have that. I want to go ahead and I want to add these stitches. You guys cannot forget about these stitches. So we have some time because the coloring is not going to take too long. Thank God. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about the software. So you open up a file. You can set the file to be whatever size you want, whatever. Don't overthink that part. Not too important. Let's talk about what I'm doing right now. Let's get into some details. Y'all want details? Shoot, I got details. So there's a tool called the Pen Tool. Okay, Pen Tool, P-E-N tool. That is the basis for creating an object that's custom. Okay, if you want to create a circle, there's a tool for that. If you want to create a rectangle, there's a tool for that. But if you want to make a crazy shape like a Nike swoosh or any of these lines, probably want to use the Pen Tool. because you see how I'm creating this shape? See how dope this is? Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's make this a little more round. Yeah. All right. So we have this line. Had this beautiful line. What we want to do is we want to make it like it looks like it's stitching, which means it has to be dashed. So we go to our stroke options, dashed line. I think the sweet spot is like 4 and 2. Oh yeah. Bam. Now that's not going to show up anyway because that swoosh is black. However, similar premise is there. All right. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to rinse and repeat. You already know what it is. Let's go down here. And guys, I want you to look at what's on my screen. Look at how complicated this screen looks. I know. Trust me, I do. When I was first using the software, I'm like, what in the world? Like, do I have the certification to work this spaceship? What are all these knobs? What are these buttons for? I don't know how to do this. It's a lot. I understand. So is driving a car. Like, if you're not old enough to drive, you got to understand, like, when you start driving is difficult. There's a lot of things you have to be aware of. Because it's not just the controls in your car, all those knobs, all those whatevers. Hopefully you only have one steering wheel. But if you have more than one, God bless you. You know, good luck with that. So when you have all those things, seems like a lot at first, but you know what helps? You know what makes that pain easier? Practice. Practice, practice. You start off learning a few basic tools that you need to create. So for example, there's a ever so popular type tool. That's how you add type into something. You know, you add your little typography, make it look good, right? You'll also want to probably learn the pen tool, so that way you can go ahead and make complex shapes. Another good tool that I like to use is the Pathfinder tool. So all these things that I'm creating, these lines, it's a line if it doesn't like circle itself back. It's a shape if it's enclosed. So meaning you started at one point and then you close it off, you ended at that one point, right? By the way, let me see, where do I need any more white stitching? Yeah, right here. Let me do that real quick. Pathfinder allows you to make modifications to these shapes, and I use that a lot. And one thing that a lot of people don't understand is when it comes to doing something on Illustrator or Photoshop for that matter, but especially Illustrator, there's usually more than one way to go about doing the same thing. But the more you understand the tools that you have available, the more you understand what you're working with and how to manipulate the software to do whatever it is you want to do, the easier it is to go ahead and accomplish those things, whatever they are. The easier that gets. So there's a lot of options, a lot of things you can do, a lot of buttons you can press, right? And it might be intimidating at first. Like for example, Soul Demand says it doesn't look bad. Doesn't look that complex. That's awesome. That's a good mindset to have. And if it's like your truth, then bro, you're already a step of the game. Like, congratulations. That's awesome. And let me go ahead. Probably want to make this black. Well, actually, make it like a dark gray because the background for that section is gonna be black anyway. So I don't know, something like that. And we can rinse and repeat for this since it's gonna be on the same thing anyway. But a lot of the things that you're going to be using in these software, you can modify. If you have text, there's a lot of options to go ahead and modify the text. When I started off using Illustrator, I didn't know really how to change text too much. I didn't know that there was options to go ahead and make that aspect of it much easier. There is. It's just a matter of learning tools. And if you're using these software, a good piece of advice that I would have is to not try to learn everything at once. Try to learn something new every day, every other day. Start there. If you don't know what to learn, look at something that might be interesting or something that's related within the same panel of what you're already working with. So if you don't know what this option does or what that option does, or wait, there's a blur, what does a blur do? Look it up. You have the internet. You have probably the greatest invention that the history of man has ever created besides maybe fire. Maybe. Fire was cool, but Fire didn't do this. You know? This is, like, we need Fire to survive. I get that. God bless you, you know, you Neanderthals 50,000 years ago, whatever it was. I appreciate you guys. But y'all weren't working with this. Y'all weren't be able to, you know, look at Steph Curry scoring 22 points in a quarter. Y'all didn't have access to that. Y'all had to hide in caves. Again, appreciate the work you put in. But the internet is the best resource you're ever going to have, at least while it's free. So make sure you guys use that. If you ever have a question about anything, try searching it on Google first. If you can't afford Adobe Illustrator, look up, like this is something I would do, software comparable to Illustrator for free. Maybe you can start there. If there is not a good option, and by the way, just because you search something doesn't mean that you go with it. Then you want to like compare the two. Okay, this is free. Why is it free? Why is this one expensive? And you kind of, you know, make your judgment based on that. What do we have left to do? Got some light stitching left, and then we got color. Then we're good. So you go ahead, you search, you know, software similar to, you know, Illustrator, and then the correct terminology would be vector software, because that's what we're dealing with here. So you look up free vector software, and there's a website I already told you guys this about, vector.com, vector.com. I'm pretty sure it's the website. That's like a free version of this. The tools are very limited, but the basic components of what I'm doing are available there, I'm pretty sure. So that's a great start. You can play around with it for free. If you're looking for a free version of Photoshop, photopea.com. Photo, so Photo, and then Pea. There's your free version of Photoshop, basically. Again, they don't have all the tools, they don't have all the settings, all the beautiful, you know, gizmos or whatever that these software have. But they have the basic components, and you have Google, you have YouTube, you can look up tutorials, guides, you know. Again, that all depends on how bad you want to learn. If you want to learn, there's ways to learn. And some of you guys are thinking, like, I'm really curious, A, how old you guys are, B, what do you guys think you want to do when you grow up? I'm studying to be a graphic designer. I'm probably not going to be a graphic designer after 5 or so years of me graduating. I'm probably going to have the skills and the platform so I can do whatever it is I want in terms of my own personal brand. And that's awesome. And I think that's because while going to school to become a graphic designer, A, I have the skills to be a graphic designer so I can do my own stuff. I also learned how to do stuff like this as part of like a project or an assignment, and then I'm like, oh my god, I actually like that a lot. That's how I got into all this. And I was kind of doing this beforehand, so yeah. But what I learned is that the basic core components of being a graphic designer, which is being visual problem solvers, will allow me to have the flexibility to branch out into very interesting careers as my time goes on. And it's such a big market. I know there's a lot of jobs available if you're hungry enough, if you want to hustle, if you do good work. And I'm not trying to say you have to be the Michael Jordan of graphic design. I'm just saying that you have to have a good work ethic. And it doesn't matter what job you go for, having a good work ethic will take you a long way, and you'll be good no matter what you do. If you want to be a graphic designer or a plumber, I don't care. You put in that work, you'll be good. I'm preaching, you know. I'm not even talking about basketball, I'm preaching. That's that Mamba mentality. I want to get his book. He released a book last week. I want to get it. I love it when Kobe Bryant does something. The only thing I didn't like he did is that he beat my Magic in 2009 finals. That was sad. I got over it. It took me like a decade, but I got over it. Alright, I think we're almost done with the stitching, which means we can color, and that means I can go do homework. Ladies and gentlemen, I have homework to do. I have class tomorrow. I also have freelance work I have to do. I also have to do another stencil before tonight ends, and I have to wake up at tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock. Right now, East Coast time, it's 10, which means in 7 hours I have to wake up, but I have at least another 2 hours of stuff I have to do. So whatever the math is on that. I know it sounds like I'm complaining, but in reality, I'm so happy. Appreciate everybody watching this video. We're gonna add these dots. My hand fell asleep. What the heck? We're gonna add these dots. We're changing, because right now it's on stroke. We're gonna change it to fill. F-I-L-L, not P-H-I-L. Like Dr. Phil. Oh, pro tip. Don't watch Dr. Phil videos on YouTube. I waste so much time doing that. It's not even funny. I love Dr. Phil though. He's awesome. You know what else I like? Ooh, okay. Y'all might think I'm weird when I say this, which is fine because you guys probably think I'm weird anyway. So like, this is really nothing new, but like super mega guilty pleasure of mine. And again, I'm gonna say this. You guys think I'm weird, but that's okay. I already know this. So, super guilty pleasure that I have. I love listening to songs that I like. Not every song, but a lot of the better songs. Because you know how there's like tiers of songs. There's like songs that you'll listen to, and then songs that you really like. I like listening to songs that I really like in and of itself, you know, as is. But I also like listening to those songs slow down. I am not even kidding you guys. Like, especially if you like rap, especially if you like Travis Scott. I've been on his bandwagon lately. I love his music. I love his style. Listen to some of his songs, or just whatever artist song that you like, slow down. Type it into YouTube or whatever. Now, you have to get over the fact that the voice, because it's slowed down, sounds a lot deeper. Some instances sounds demotic, but once you get over that, it's fire. It's fire! Okay, so we have that. Line work is done. I don't care what anybody says. Actually, that's not true. I care. Alright, so we're going to take everything. We're going to highlight all this work. And I can do it like this now because it doesn't matter. Highlight all that work. The stitching's on a different layer, so we're not messing with it. Object, path, outline stroke, merge. Take this thing, go over. That's fire. Right there is fire. I like that. We're going to select everything. Pathfinder ungroup. Delete the outside. And what the flex capacitor happened here? I am confused. Oh! You see? Thought you can get me, huh? They try to break me down, but I wouldn't. Okay, so we're gonna do that one more time. I'm so stupid, yeah. Select everything. This is where the magic happens. This is the best part of the video, in my biased opinion. So, and I probably should have planned this better. That's okay. Object, we're gonna lock this because I don't even care. We're going to just pick a blue. Pick a nice blue. A nicer blue. Nicer blue. I guess that works. I believe that can stay the same, yep. I think that's a red, right? I'm gonna pick a nicer red. See, this red's got some sass to it. We need, oh here, let's, because I think this is a, oh, that was a blue. We're gonna make that the same blue. This was a white, yeah. That's black. This was a red. There we go. That's that red. Ooh. Okay. Very good. Very good. I forgot what color this was. Blue? Alright, blue. Very good. What color was this? Red? I got you. This was... I forgot. We actually have to modify that too. Don't make me forget. What's left? The laces? Are the laces white? I don't know. Yeah, they were. Alright. Let me just see. Yeah, so I can just grab. And then yeah, that looks good. What is going on over there? Okay, what are we doing over here? Okay, and then looks like we got some red. Okay, that I'm pretty satisfied with. Oh yeah. Let me just go ahead and make all this brighter. Same fill color, and then we're good. And then we're good. We're actually gonna do one more thing. We're gonna make this top part like a lighter gray. Alright guys, I believe that does it. Like I mentioned, this live stream in particular is going to be uploaded to the live stream playlist. And then with that, I'm going to try to go ahead and get this edited. Highlights uploaded tomorrow for YouTube. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I appreciate everybody watching. Don't forget, y'all already know KicksArt.com are your sneaker stencil needs. I don't even want to look at what the Warriors and the Bulls score was at the end of the game. It's probably like just complete destruction, annihilation. But guys, I appreciate everybody watching. I'll be back with another live stream tomorrow, probably around the same time. I'm aiming for like 8:30ish, 9, but we're gonna have to see how that goes. That being said, I will see you tomorrow. Oops, wrong one.